Hi, Sharks. I'm Achal.
And I'm Russ, and we're Cabinet Health, the sustainable healthcare company. Did you know that the medicine industry produces 190 billion single-use plastic medicine bottles every single year? That's enough to make a line from here in Los Angeles to Australia 325 times.
And of all of those bottles, only 3 to 7% are recycled. The rest end up in our oceans, our landfills, and eventually our bodies.
Sharks, in my hand is the amount of microplastics that you unknowingly ingest every single year. That's 260 grams of microplastics, which is like consuming a credit card every single week.
Wow.
Cabinet Health is a sustainable healthcare company that's invented the world's first compostable and refillable system. Today, we sell and manufacture high-quality, over-the-counter medicines and supplements, and we're on a mission to eliminate single-use plastic, one cabinet at a time.
We're positioned to change this industry entirely, and we're here today to ask for a $500,000 investment for a 2.5% stake in Cabinet. The Sharks, are you ready to unplastic the healthcare industry?
Sharks, in front of you is a sample of our products.
All right, before we get to the sample of the products, wow, okay, that is asking a lot of the Sharks. So I guess the product isn't like they're just generic drugs that they're packaging. So it's the packaging that's the thing, and hopefully it's patented and. They already have like a bunch of deals going on, because if not, I think there's going to be an uphill battle here. I mean, generally speaking, 500,000 doesn't usually always happen, let alone for 2.5%. So, and I'm just guessing that they came in looking, Russ and Achal came in looking for, at 2.5%, because that might be around the ballpark of what they can actually give up in the business, which would, kind of stinks, but maybe they've sold a ton of stuff already and they're like already, hitting it full force. But I don't know. I mean, Mark's the one that's got the cost plus. So if anyone's going to be really interested in it, it's gonna be him. Maybe. So anyway, we're going to feature one of your comments from down below in the super community at the end, as well as check out their website. So stay tuned to the end of the video.
It starts with our refillable, stackable, and super space efficient bottles. Also right next to that is our compostable refillable pouches that meet FDA standards, and while they might look like plastic, are made out of backyard compostable materials. So I see you opening them. It's a child-resistant cap, and then you hear that satisfying snap. That's the closure system. Cabinet promises customers that we'll provide our products less than the brand price with more pills, and customers continually save by staying sustainable using our plastic-free refills. So they save about 20 to 30% on pricing.
So the refills come in these packages, these packs? Is this the idea?
Absolutely. So the way that our product system works is when you buy a starter set to customers, that's around $10 to $20. That glass bottle that you have in front of you is a forever bottle. When you purchase it, you get that once. We make a 60 to 80% product margin on that.
You're selling a commodity. You're appealing to me because I care about sustainability. Is that the story?
That's a really important part of it. Kevin, we actually have 700,000 customers to date. And the reason,
700,000.
And the reason that they buy from us is, number one, we have a better value, and customers can save sustainably on refills.
So the first refill becomes where the savings start, because this is an expensive package.
Kevin, it's even better. So our products are priced less than the brand name. The reason we can do that, I'll let Achal share about our supply chain advantage, but customers save on the first purchase.
So I'm happy to share how we got started as well. I think that'll start to answer some of your questions here.
Yes, tell us about you and your story.
I'm a third-generation healthcare entrepreneur. My grandfather built one of the world's first acetaminophen factories 60 years ago. Wow. So when most kids were at summer camp, I was literally in a medicine factory learning the ins and outs of this world. And as weird as it sounds, I loved it. Along the way, I started my professional career in healthcare strategy and supply chain consulting. And quite frankly, I was born to build this business. And while I have a deep personal background in healthcare, my good friend Russ's background in sustainability is really what makes our partnership special.
My personal background is I'm a sustainable product specialist and a U.S. Army officer in the Connecticut Army National Guard. And I started my career in state and federal legislatures building environmental policies. From there, I moved over to the private sector where I worked at Deloitte Consulting. That's where I met Ach. And I led and started a program that helps scale social businesses.
It would be
So I can super appreciate growing up in a factory, right? Growing up, I spent my summers in a parts warehouse, basically a sweatbox, counting inventory and everything, sweeping floors, putting stuff on shelves, taking stuff off shelves, from the age of 6 and up. And so I can super appreciate having that background and getting such an early start in business and in a specific industry and niche. So absolutely built, born and bred to do these things is something that I think is really important and definitely ding-worthy as and I feel like I'm saying your name wrong, so I apologize. But I want you to know that I think that's absolutely awesome as somebody who has had that experience growing up as well. So yeah, awesome background. One thing I meant to mention is the credit card. I didn't realize that the credit card was once a day, like once a week, they said, or a day. I was under the impression that and maybe this is like 15 years old information at this point, that we were ingesting like a credit card a year or something like that, not a day. But if that is, or even a week, if that's the case, God, like we think about where we're going to be in like another 20 years. The one time, even I've talked about this in other videos, even long-term products like that you have for 10, 20 years. I mean, unless it can be recycled in some way, shape, or form, it's going to end up in a landfill. Like in the grand scheme of the history of the world, it's all short term. It doesn't matter if it's, you have for 20 or 30 or 60 years. Like it's still basically a one-time use thing unless you could just keep passing it down. But most things don't work that way. So, yeah, I don't know. Not good.
For your time at this point to say $500,000 for 2.5% imputes a $20 million valuation. So I've been waiting quietly in the weeds.
Unusually.
Where are the sales?
Happy to share.
Absolutely. So to answer that directly, we'll do $14 million in sales this year.
There we go. There you go.
$1 million
That's
run
good.
rate.
How much are you making on that?
Right now, we're profitable on a unit basis. We're investing heavily in research and development to be able to bring additional sustainable products to market.
When I hear 14 million sales, what I really want to know is how much cash flow is it spinning off?
Got it. And so if I understand that question correctly,
It's very simple. Cash flow is cash flow.
Yeah. This year, we'll do $8 million in inbound cash receipts.
Is that your net profit? Is $8 million that you're taking home?
It is not. So net profit this year will be negative 20%. We'll be break even Q3 of next year.
Now, why negative 20%? What's the problem?
So we're investing about $2.5 million this year into research and development.
No, wait, okay, I got called over to BS there.
What?
Okay, you've got your sustainable packaging. You're using OEM medications. You're not inventing any medications that are going to go through FDA approval.
The products do have to go through rigorous stability testing by drug molecule because we're completely changing the packaging. So every single medicine.
Research and development money's going right now?
Yes, correct. We need to invest heavily that the packaging that we've made is safe.
You have to get FDA approval for different packaging.
Absolutely.
Every time you release.
Every single pill count and every single packaging.
Let me save you a little time.
Okay, so that does make sense, and there's Mark trying to, jump the gun here, like overplaying his hand a little bit without asking questions, right? We be curious, not judgmental, and Mark is definitely throwing the weight around. No, that absolutely makes sense. Like anything that we have, even drinking bottled water, right? Like, yeah, there's the whole plastic thing, but like the bottled water sits in a truck that's, gets up to like 120 degrees or something like that, or higher if you're, out in the desert with it. And, it's heating up, it's cooling, it's heating, it's cooling. and stuff leaches off into the water. Like with medications, you want to make sure that it's not changing the I don't know if molecular structure would be the right term, but that it's not changing the effects of the pills, right? That's not negatively affecting the pills in a way where it's like, oh, well, this atom bonds with this atom because of the heat that it, was introduced, or the cooling that effect that was introduced. And next thing you know, you got something that maybe not be lethal, but maybe to like 5% of the population is like a really, going to make them very ill. There's that kind of things that can happen that you got to make sure that it's safe. And I'm sure that the FDA wants, all the monies as much money poured into this as possible, both to, for public safety, but also to grease the wheels of that industry, the labs and the people and all. So yeah, I think that it's a good, I think it's a good thing. And Mark just is kind of trying to be a bully without asking some questions.
Yeah. It feels to me like the kind of business that I'd wait forever to get my money out. There's too much risk in this. There's always something else to spend money on. So for those reasons, I'm out.
I mean, no surprise.
The next 12 months, what do you project your revenues and your profits to be?
Yeah, next 12 months, we're projecting around $25 million. We'll do about a negative 10% net income, and then we'll have a break-even point of October 2023.
Can you tell us about the fundraising history?
Absolutely. So we've raised $13 million from mission-focused investors that believe in eliminating single-use plastic from medicine.
What was the latest valuation?
$81 million post-money. So we're here offering a deal that's 4 times better than that, because I believe in the value.
Wow. Guys, look, I'll clear the deck.
Wow.
I appreciate what you're trying to do on sustainability, but a lot of what you're doing does not add up to me. It's just not a fit for me. I appreciate what you're doing, but for those reasons, I'm out.
I'm in this space, and I believe in the power of sustainability being a motivator for consumers. I've seen it happen with Blue Land, but I can't do this deal at your valuation. It's insane. Even now that you say it's a discount from when you did it at $81 million, if that was the number. I'll give you the $500,000. I want 12.5%.
Kevin, first of all, really appreciate the offer.
Let me get to the punchline for you guys. I think the packaging is great. You're playing in a space with highly recurring business activity. I'm a big believer in sustainability in general. That said, here's my offer.
Oh, all right. Commercial break is his offer.
An offer on the cap.
Here's my offer. I'll do $500,000, and I'll do it at 10%.
Yeah.
I think where you're really going to need help is in the operational excellence of scaling up. And that's really what, the business at DoorDash we're all about. And in terms of what I've done, in terms of my entire entrepreneurial career, is figuring out every single way to actually optimize that process. So that's what I actually think, we can do together, and I think it'd be a huge business.
What do you think that
Hold on a second. Where was Lori looking off to? She's like looking at Kevin. I don't know if she's mouthing something to Kevin to maybe try to get in on a deal there, but I think the Sharks are going to need help here, because I don't think 10% is 12.5% is going to be something that they're gonna bite on unless you brought 2 Sharks to the table in a deal. Maybe, because the most they probably would be willing to give is like 5%, and that's gonna be it's gonna be tough.
Mr. Wonderful could be worth a lot more if we partnered together, and so want to get a sense if you'd be open to doing a deal together, or Lori, if you'd want to come in on that.
I think what you've done is really brilliant. You can get rid of so many plastic bottles. You did a beautiful job of it. So I really, really like that. But I think the valuation is out of this world. I hate it. So I wish you guys both good luck. I'm sorry, I'm out.
I think that there's another aspect to this that really didn't occur to me until Lori was just speaking. Like, why does it have to end? Why does it have to begin and end with medicine, right? Like, why not containers for TV dinners, or containers for food takeout food containers and things like that. Like I feel like that it doesn't have to just end there. Now, the one thing that I wanted to say earlier about the compostable thing that we talked about on the channel here with the Kent back at the episode 1, Shark Tank Live, the infamous Shark Tank Live episode, and I did an interview with the entrepreneurs from Kent here on the channel. If you haven't seen that, and I'll probably put the videos over here at the end. Not everybody has a compost and the understanding to do it, the time to do it, the care to do it. It's not just look, if that's the alternative, I think we just got to get people to a place where they understand that, or we have to get to a place where we all have trash cans that aren't trash cans, they're compostable trash cans or compost cans, which some places in the country here in the States have it, probably mostly California. Surprisingly here, we don't have it here in Jersey, but like if we had more products like that did that, like you could have one, compost a lot of this stuff and get it taken care of by a team of people that actually know what they're doing and can make it happen. Because just throwing it out is not going to apparently do it, as we found out with the Kent pitch. So yeah, I think there's a huge opportunity here. So I actually think it's kind of undervalued. I mean, if you can get your stuff to put medicine in it, like why not food? Why not? I don't know, a whole host of other things. I think would be, it's all on the table.
Guys, it's time to make a decision, guys. You
Absolutely.
can counter, say yes, say no. It's up to you.
Tony and Kevin will be curious if you'd be open to a creative deal structure where we can give you an opportunity to earn that equity investment back and you guys come in together.
Go ahead and make your counter and see what they say.
How about a deal where you do 3.5% each in terms of equity, but we give you a royalty where you actually earn your initial investment back?
What's the royalty on each unit sale?
We can do up to 2% of top-line revenue until you have that initial investment repaid.
I'll tell you what we would do, and I'm speaking on Tony's behalf. If you let us double our money, okay?
Yeah, I can get behind that.
You got a deal.
That's the lowest I'd go.
Yeah, I think they really want it. I think it's worth it.
You guys got a deal.
Yeah.
Congrats, guys.
Together.
Thank you very much.
Congrats.
Love it. Every time I get a royalty, I feel warm and fuzzy.
Sometimes you are actually wonderful.
Never. With Kevin and Tony on board, we can bring sustainable packaging to so many more medicine cabinets and learn from the best. We took a slight valuation hit, but what's really important is we're on a mission to eliminate single-use plastic from medicine. To have 2 sharks on our side to be able to do that is exactly what we need to be able to solve the problem.
Yeah, all for it. I think that's a great opportunity for everybody involved. Let's go check out their website. So I generally I like to see people and faces, but with hands, it's a close. It's in there. I mean, it's nice because it's featuring the product up close and personal, and hands really help. Just show it being used. So magnetic label, child-resistant cap, refillable bottle, high-quality medicine, and compostable refill pouch. So the refillable bottle is made from 100% recyclable material. So is that the bag is compostable, but the bottle is recycled plastic, and I guess it is one or two on the recycling thing. I would think it would buy once and refill for life. Okay, cool. So it does a good job explaining the part of the problem. 194 billion plus plastic medicine bottles are made yearly, with most of them polluting the environment. I think it does a good job of explaining that. But is the bottles themselves recyclable? I guess it doesn't state that here. So if you go shop, let's go allergy relief. So allergy relief got $14 for 30 tablets. That's not bad, plus the bottle. And yeah, that's not bad at all. Not bad. But it's gluten-free, but I was curious, is it compared to Benadryl, so it is it will make you drowsy? It doesn't say there. Space saving. Yeah, I don't see where if it will make you drowsy or not. That yeah, huh. I think that's a bit of a miss on that one. Can I give it to my dog? For all questions and concerns related to animal care, please contact your local veterinarian. So, yeah, but so if it is Benadryl, then I'm guessing it's going to make you drowsy, but it should probably state that here somewhere, I would think. Anyway, let's go check out their Instagram. They got 17,400 followers with quite a bit of engagement across the board, which is great to see. The product, the hands, the people, it being used in different situations, different areas. And again, I think this is just the beginning, right? Like if you can get it to be made from recyclable and recyclable again, as well as or compostable, you got so much out there that you can really change the world with, and even if you just put a healthy dent into that 194 billion bottles made, I think that's you're definitely doing a big favor to the planet. Anyway, guys, I'd love to have you on the show. Just drop a comment down below. Like Raymond here, love your show. We're very informative. Have you thought of covering Australian Shark Tank episodes? I did cover an Australian Shark Tank episode. It was the Mupp. With the cup with the mint underneath of it. I didn't realize it was a gag at the time when we were doing it, me and Larry, but it was a fun one. I will probably get to Shark Tank Australia at some point. There's just so much Shark Tank here. And the channel's growing every day, so I really want to just get the channel as big as I can. So when I do push out a Shark Tank episode, when I do push out some Judge Judy or some other content, that it's just getting the maximum amount of people from the super community to see it and kind of amplify its reach as much as possible. So we'll get there. And I have a ton of requests, for Shark Tank episodes as it is. But anyway, I'll see you in one of these two videos over here. Take care and go be super.